Uh, Getting open and catching the ball and blocking in the run game.
And with games, we look at your numbers in the playoffs. So with games on the line, seasons on the line, how do you feel as a player in those moments?
Uh, I mean, I feel depends on that week of practice. Honestly, you have a good week of practice. You give yourself the opportunity to give yourself the best chances to make plays in games. So, um, I mean, that's what I got.
But you must feel good then in those practices because you seem to produce all the time in the playoffs.
The better we practice, the better we play. So, you know, probably had some good weeks of practice.
And last one, sorry.
No worries.
Being on the same page as Tom Brady, how important is that for a receiver? I guess a quarterback and receiver is always important for you and Tom.
I think it's huge to be on the same page with Tom. Um, and that's what everyone's trying to do. Each day is gain trust, accountability, and you do that through constantly doing it together and showing your teammates and your teammates showing you that you could do it consistently through practice. I think that's the one. That's what we do. Try to do. Yeah, literally, I was walking down. Um, I walked like 7 blocks that way and 5, 6 blocks through that way through Georgia State or something. And there's a dude, Nate, came up. We saw each other at the gas station, and he just started walking with me, and he started telling me everything about the area. So it was like having a cool little tour guide, and it was a fun little moment. I don't think so. No, I don't think he knew who I was. But he was a good dude. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, he was from Mississippi. He's only been here for a year, but to hang with a local, it would have been, it was fun. So it was definitely a refreshing thing to go and kind of see the lay of the land. Got to see where MLK was born and his church, and a lot of history in this city, and it was cool to get it from someone that you didn't know completely, and it was kind of like a little friendship that just grew.
Julian, this season has been tough for you coming off of an injury, and that's tough for the team sitting at 9-5. Describe how you were able to get back on track and get to this point.
I think we just um, continued to have our head down and worried about just trying to get better as a team, as an individual, and the more you do that, the more you worry about what you can control. That's usually when good things happen, and we were able to string together good weeks of practice, and um, you know, the better we practice, usually the better we play.
How much do you still play with a chip on your shoulder as a seventh round pick? Is that why you play so well in the playoffs? That mentality?
I just play hard. I like the game. I love the game. So, hey, we got Guy over here, full having conversation front. Come on, man. Favorite movie that starts with the letter T. Titanic.
Julian, can you speak to what Jack Easterby does for you guys as a team? We know he works with a lot of guys in different ways, but does he make you guys a better football team, and how?
I think he does. He's part of the team. He's great for the team morale. He's like another voice with the coaches of how we're feeling. Um, he helps you get through things. If just like anyone has a bad day at work, you can go and talk to Jack, and he has a way of being able to get you through it. He's got a very special talent when it comes to that. He's a man of faith, um, which is always good to have around because there's a lot of guys on the team that have that, and it's I I'm definitely appreciative of Jack Easterby.
Do you feel like he is in any way sort of a counterbalance? There's been a lot of players who said, listen, it's a hard place to work sometimes. Is he sort of an encourager?
Yeah, I probably yeah, I would say that. He's definitely a very good energy around. So that's it's nice to have that in a working environment. No selfie stick or a stick? Okay, okay. All right, all right. I'm good. How are you? Good. I don't. I mean, I don't remember the last ones. You don't remember those things. I mean, I remember the first one. You're nervous, but you know, we have a good week of practice. I'll sleep all right. James is a huge part of this team. Um, he's mentally, physically tough. He uh, he works extremely hard. He's great in the locker room. He's a leader just by the way he is as a professional. He's versatile. He does a lot for this team, and he's a great teammate. You never see James having a bad day. Let's just say that, and you appreciate that about him. Yeah, yeah, he can move a house, literally. I mean, he's definitely up there. He's definitely up there.
Julian, what enables you to become an even better player during the postseason? Has he been really set up your game and while you miss your playoffs?
I just try to focus on trying to get my work in during the week and keeping everything tight and keeping in routine. And the better you do that, the better you give yourself a shot to play well.
Jules, how ready do you think you guys are for this game Thursday of the Super Bowl? What are the next few days like leading up to this?
I mean, we've had some good practices, but we got to continue to take advantage of the time that we have. We got to finish this week off strong, and see what it brings us on Sunday.
How pivotal last year the Philly special was to kind of turn the pace around in big games like this? Is there a tendency to want to hit the home run, or do you think like Belichick leans more toward the
I'd probably ask Josh that one. I don't call plays, but if I did, I'd throw some Madden stuff on there for sure. I do some Philly specials.
Julian, I saw your tweet today. I was wondering if I gave you $11, what's your order in and out?
Would I what?
What was your order in and out?
Ooh, I go double double, animal style. Then I go a single. Actually, I go two double doubles. One animal style, one raw onion, animal fry, and a Coke with ice.
Did you tweet like that? Are you aware, like, that's going to gather attention? Is it fun for you?
Yeah, I mean it's just having fun with what's going on and enjoying it, but also, you know, being able to communicate with people out there that are supporting you in the franchise. Yeah. Uh, I wouldn't say that. I would say experience really doesn't mean anything, because every year you hear about someone new making a big play, uh, doing something huge, making a name for themselves. There's been teams that have had a lot of experience that have lost, and there's been teams that had a lot of experience lose or win. And vice versa with the other way. I think the team that goes out and plays the best is going to win.
What's been special about this season? Any different about this group of guys
I mean, it's still going on, so you know that'd be a question to ask after this game. You know what I mean? We're still going, and we have a special group, but you know, we'll see how we finish it. I watched it. I was in Minnesota, and I watched it. I mean, it doesn't matter what year you had before. I mean, if you're going to play in the last game of the year, you're going to have an excitement level that's hard to track. Um, so it's definitely it's a lot better to be playing in it than watching it. That's for sure. Definitely. I mean, I rub his mind all the time with little things here and there, and you know how to be a you know he's been a father for 10 years. I mean, I think Jack's 10 now, and little Benny and Vivi, and you know they're great little kids, and G as well. She's always been a super big help for any kind of parental advice. So it's definitely we've definitely talked about it. All the tips can't share them, and they wouldn't be special tips from Tom Brady. Uh, we've seen some of the the following in Brazil, and it's pretty amazing to see that because we're not used to it like much like other sports, you know, and it's pretty crazy honestly, especially with countries that really don't play our sport that support us. Um, it's pretty amazing. So we appreciate you guys in Brazil. Offensively, um, I think if everyone does their job correctly and well, then I think we'll give everyone the best opportunity to perform. Yeah. Um, they're grinders, they're workers. Um, there's a sense of urgency always with them. Yeah.
Julian, I got a quick question for you. So, out of this season, what do you think has been your best game, and what do you think has been your worst game?
I haven't really gone over them all. So hopefully my best game's the next game. Do you guys get tired of doing this as well? Is this a long week? What do we got? I don't know. Hopefully soon, right?
We're not done yet. We're just
Maybe. Maybe. Is that Steve Burton? I've never. Oh yeah. There we go.
Julian, right now we're over at Pop.
There we go. There we go. Just let her go. Just let her go. No. What I didn't say. What he said. He's he's a tickleable guy. Yeah. We appreciate you guys up north of the border. Mom's from Kitchener, Ontario, and I think I'm like that makes me like some Canadian. So we appreciate you. You guys are probably the nicest people that I've ever met. Everything's sorry, and keep on being you.
All right, Julian. Here we go. You're on live back in Boston. First of all, message to the fans that are watching this right now. They're waiting for Super Bowl 53.
We're ready. We're ready. We're getting ready.
Getting ready.
Getting ready.
How was practice today?
It was good. Sharp. Focused.
How is it, no matter if you make a great play or if you make a bad play, that you can totally forget about it and just go on to the next one? You personally.
Something that my father taught me at a young age. Always have a short memory, whether it's good or whether it's bad. And that's something that I try to work on mentally. And ebbs and flows of a game, you have to, or you don't want things snowballing.
Is it strange playing against the coach, Sean McVay, who you once played against in college? You remember those years playing against him? You were at Kent State, he was where? At Miami of Ohio?
Yeah.
Take us back then.
I honestly, I don't remember playing him.
He remembers playing you.
I think we went 1-1 though. Everyone thinks that they won. We beat them in '06 at their place.
This is when you were a quarterback.
Oh yeah. It's pretty unbelievable, honestly, to think that a guy that I played against is head coaching a team that I'm about to play in the Super Bowl, and it shows you how good of a coach the guy is, and he's got to have some kind of savant in him. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm rooting for him as a MAC guy, but not this Sunday.
Not this Sunday.
Not this Sunday.
Talking to your teammates, they said there's one guy they have to watch your back on in the locker room. It's you. You have a tendency to come in and just brighten up the locker room. You never know what you're going to say. Is that true?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So I watched Forrest Gump last night.
Yeah, I understand. What are you doing in your off time down here?
Get my body worked on. You sleep tanks. You're watching film. There really isn't any off time. We come and practice, do the media. Tonight we'll have a little time with our family. They just got in town, so that'll be nice. Go see them at the little whatever we got going. And other than that, this is a business trip. I'm not here to have. At least I'm not. I'm not here to have a Super Bowl experience. I had that last year when I wasn't playing. So just working towards the game.
Would you explain to people what your relationship is like and how close you and Tom Brady really are?
We're pretty close. We've played together now for 10 years. Both Bay Area guys. He's kind of like the older brother. I'm kind of like the little brother that nags on him.
Right. You won't back down.
Definitely not. He's very much on the table for making fun of and being one of the fellas. So I think that's what makes it so fun. Working with a guy like that who can take it, and obviously the competitiveness and just the way he is great to be around.
The catches that you have made in that Super Bowl slipping in front of you. Have you gone back? Will you go back and look at them before you play in this game?
No, we're not playing any of those teams. So I'll be watching Rams film. So watching.
One last thing. I may go on even longer. How does Bill Belichick hold this entire team accountable? What makes him different from other coaches around the league?
Well, I don't know how any other coach is around the league. I've been with him only.
Right.
I can tell you, Coach, he's a true professional. Yeah, I've been here for 10 years, and it seems like, you know, he works harder and harder every year. The guy loves football, and he's like a perfectionist. He's very, if something's not right, he's gonna fix it, and he's not gonna stop working until he's done. And that's the kind of guy he is.
What's Bill like with his sons? His sons are on the coaching staff too. Is he harder on his sons?
You know, I don't really get to experience that much time around that. They're more defense guys, and little Brian's running around and doing. Who knows what Brian's doing? He's doing something good. He's always getting cut ups and stuff. But you know, you don't really get to see it. I mean, it's pretty much all business in there. You definitely. I mean, you're excited to get to be here. I mean, this is what you dreamed about when you were 12 years old, playing at Terramare Field in Sequoia High School in Redwood City. But you got to control your emotions, and you got to realize that this is work. This is a business trip. I'm not. You're not coming here to have all the glitz and glamours of Super Bowl weekend. I'm here to go out and try to win a football game. So, there's a fine balance that you have to have. At least that's for me personally. And what was the second part? Oh, without a doubt, there's definitely a little boy. I mean, in you that this is a game we all fell in love with when we were younger. We've been blessed and fortunate to get to continue to play into our adult life, and you never take that for granted. And you definitely have, you have nerves just like anyone else would, but I think that's because, it's such a passion of yours that you care so much about it. I mean, I think that's natural. So, you definitely have that little boy feeling. And you're excited. Yeah. I think the routine is just try to maintain the routine. Keep everything pretty familiar with what you've been doing to get here, and sharpen things that you do well, and fix things that you don't do well, and really take the 2 weeks of time and take advantage of them. Yeah, I mean, I speak with my father. I got a couple friends that that I keep around that are, my boys that keeps things, on routine. Same thing, as if I was in Boston. So, you know, that's my routine.
Hey, Julian, across from you are the McCourty twins.
Yeah.
How are they different, and how are they the same?
Well, they look this. They kind of look the same.
Did you have trouble telling them apart when they?
No, I didn't. I think Jason's like a little skinnier in the face.
Okay.
You know, but it's funny because they're completely different guys, but completely the same. I don't even know how to explain it. Dev will throw little jokes here and there, and I don't know if Jason's not comfortable. I don't see. He's like more of. He's not that kind. He doesn't joke around as much. It's just One's a jokester and one's not as much. He's just a nicer guy. I think Jason's a nicer guy.
You think Jason's a nice
I think
guy?
Jason's a nicer guy. I think Dev's probably just sick of me for playing with me so long.
So when Dev hears that you say Jason's a nicer guy,
He'll probably agree. He'll understand.
how competitive are they?
They're pretty competitive. I mean, it's pretty cool that they get to be on the field at the same time. But they're very competitive. I just go out and try to play hard. So if that makes me taller, then that makes me taller.
Well, for instance, Chris Hogan says that you're not the tallest guy on the team, but you're out on the field playing.
I appreciate that, Hogs. I just go out and try to play as hard as I can. That's what it is. I'm still continually try to learn what you could do to get yourself, a new route or a new stick or new this, new that. That I think that's a part of growing as a player and as a person. You're always trying to improve yourself. So I wouldn't say that I couldn't put a number on when I thought I had it, because you're always trying to get it better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you definitely do, and you move on, and you get back, and you work your tail off, and try to just move on. I just remember, a guy from my area led a team to the Super Bowl, so I do remember it. I remember the greatest show on turf. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I'm not gonna lie, when you think about it, but I guess I just don't think about it as much. What do I think? What? It's hard to say because they're all pretty good. I mean, you got a front four that gets after the quarterback. You got a secondary that's, Talib's played in a lot of big games. These other guys have obviously done well in other games. They've played a lot of football. They got some experience. It's not like they're young. They got safeties that come down, hit you, do well in the run game, and cover field. So, it's tough to say. I think we just got to, take advantage of these next couple days, practice hard, and see where it brings us.
Julian, I work in LA with Jackie Slater, and I'm wondering if you've ever met Jackie Slater. He does Rams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You met Jackie?
I know Mr. Slater.
Yeah. What an interesting situation with him, with the Rams, and his son Matthew. Have you ever seen their relationship with each other? Can you comment?
Yeah, I have seen their relationship. I mean, it's an awesome relationship. Mr. Slater is a very intimidating kind of guy. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. Played 20 years in the league, Hall of Fame guy, probably the best right tackle of all time. Then you got little Matthew, who's 5'10", or he'll get mad at me for saying that. He's 5'11". Not a big guy, but elite speed, and a guy that's had to earn everything. And I think that relationship has, made Slate what he is. Matthew, having that father figure that always pushed him and knew when to push him, not when to push him. And it's pretty funny that it's come down to the Rams and Pats with him.
You know, Jackie says it's a win-win for him. It doesn't matter to him who wins. You buying it?
I hope I'm not buying it. I hope I'm not buying it.
We might be rooting for the Rams though.
I hope not. I hope not. Hope not, Mr. Slater. I hope not.
He's intimidating. Now remember who you just said?
I know. I've had him in the living room because me and Slate used to live together, doing pass hits. What he used to do on LT and stuff. I mean, I've seen it all, but I say it ain't so. Yep.
Julian, how does the motions and different stack alignments help you that you guys run up against?
What's up?
The different stack alignments and the motions that they put you in, how does it help you get open?
I don't. You'd have to ask Coach that. I just go where they tell me and try to get open. Try to be like Troy Brown. Oh, hey, Troy. How you doing?
Working under Tom Brady and experience his leadership, how has it prepared you for this game? And how has it been learning from his leadership? And has it calmed you down a little?
I think just following his way and seeing from his example, if you follow those things, with how he works and how he prepares, that gives you the best, position to go out and play well. Yeah.
Congratulations, what, the seventh time, sixth time? Whatever it is?
Four.
Good stuff. So what's it like, man? What's it like now being so many of these games? You preparing to be different? You feel any different about getting ready for this big game?
I think it's actually more business now. You've been here a few times. You got to experience some of the fun stuff. Now you come here and you realize how hard it is to get here, and you wanna take advantage of it and have your best week of practice and going into the game, and so you can go out and try to play your best.
Yeah, different appreciation for the game and this particular game at this point in your career.
Definitely. It's just a different. It's not any more, any less. It's just different. With each year you get to play, it's just a grind to get here.
Yeah.
And you never take it for granted.
Yeah, and Tom's trusting you, your relationship, on the field relationship, what he expects out of you on the field was in prime display against the Kansas City Chiefs, especially in those crunch time moments. Explain to me your relationship with him as how it's grown on the field and how he's grown to trust you. Because I remember a time when you used to be frustrated early in your career, at least the first 4 years of your career anyway. So explain to me how that relationship has grown.
I just turned on a bunch of my Troy Brown film, and I said I need to get this kind of chemistry, and I learned all the jiggle routes and all those things. No, but I think I think as you got to go out and earn that chemistry and earn that trust with him through practice and through repetition, and we've had a lot of that, and we continue to try to make that grow, and you continue to try to make that better. I think that's just how any competitor would do it.
And then on the field question, as far as the Rams are concerned, going up against Akeem Talib, I heard you talk about him earlier. Very aggressive corner, very confident corner. Obviously has Marcus Peterson on the other side of the field. I mean, what kind of challenges do they pose for you and your receiver?
I think they provide a lot of challenges. I mean, you got to throw Roby in there as well. He's a feisty guy in the slot. Keeb, he's a very instinctive guy. He's got great balance. He knows football, and you run sloppy routes on him, he's going to expose you. Peters, he's athletic. He's got good burst in and out of breaks. I mean, he's a really good football player too. We've played him in a big stages, previous when he was with the Chiefs, and he's a good football player. And you can say the same with Roby. I mean, he's a feisty guy. These guys have played and won in big games on the road. Won on the road, so they've proved that that they're really good football players. That we're gonna have to bring our A game.
Yeah. I know you won't answer this, but I gotta ask you anyway. A lot of talk down here about, is it possible Edelman can make the Hall of Fame? I'm fighting for you, but what do you think?
I'm not even worried about that right now. I'm just worried about the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
All day, bro.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure to know Julian Edelman, man.
Get outta
Yeah,
here.
So, yeah, good to see you, man. Good luck. Yeah.
Julian,
Good.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
We got to bring him around little again.
He talks about you all the time.
My guy. We'll get together.
All right.
Julian, can you give the German fans an idea of how the last 72 hours before Super Bowl looked like as far as your preparation as a team, the schedule, and your individual preparation as far as looking at film, walking through some stuff?
Well, I think you know we go out and we have a practice, and then after that, you know, you go and you get the massage, and you do everything that you try to do in the regular season to that routine. Be a lot of film that you go over, and I'm sure some walkthroughs and this and that. But you know, the night before, I like to go over, you know, the play sheet, and you know, you get to go over some just final details of what you've been preparing for, and you know, then you go out and you play.
So, is there anything you do out of the ordinary, or you stick with a season-long plan and go about business like you usually do?
Season-long plan. You know, they keep it pretty routine here, and they keep it, you know, our staff, you know, our nutrition staff, training staff, Nancy, Bears, all these people, football operations, Chris. I mean, they do a wonderful job of bringing everything as if we were at home here. So, you know, with the float tanks, all those things, you know, you just kind of stay on that routine, and that's what I try to do.
Any plans of traveling after the season, after you won the next Super Bowl?
Hopefully, maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll hit up Deutschland.
So you know what I'm trying to
I would love to get out there one day, and you know, I still have some family out in Europe, over in Belgium and Germany. So,
You know beers on me if you can.
you know, I could use a beer in a few days.
Hey, best of luck.
Thanks, bub.
What's your way out of the game as you work for a whole year? How frustrating was that? How much did it sting? And then maybe on the plus side, what did you learn? How did you get better from that match?
I mean, anytime you're not playing, when you get hurt, it's you know, mentally and psychologically very tough on an athlete. You know, that's what I feel I was, you know, put on this earth to do for this time, and you know, it was definitely tough, but you know, you learn a lot about yourself, you know, in those low points, and you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So you know, that's when you go into competition mode and you compete and try to get healthy, and just kind of try to move on and put your best foot forward. I learned that just got to believe. Just got to believe. That's all I learned.
Motivation grow then when you had to miss more time this season?
Motivation's always there. Motivation's always there. So, you know, tough times don't last. Tough people do.
Perspective do you think you can give this team as a whole? I mean, you're a guy that wasn't around all that game last year, and 1-4, but you hear a lot about the chip on the shoulder to this group. What do you think you can provide?
I mean, this group is still going out to, you know, we're not done. So, you know, we'd be better to answer that question after the game. You know what I mean? Sweet beer too.
What are the emotions like stepping on that field, getting the ball? It's like the first snap, the first drive.
I mean, your juices are going. That's for sure. I mean, it's a Super Bowl, so you know, anytime. Yeah, I mean, it's you definitely got to hold yourself, because you do have that little boy in you still, that when you were 12 years old, you know, playing football for Redwood City, dreaming about that. So you know, you got to control that stuff, and you get hit. Once you get hit, we're good to go. Yep. Um, I just honestly just try to keep my routine the same, and you know that's a testament to our team's doing well. So you just go out and you try to have a good week of practice, and it's do or die. I mean, you got to sacrifice. You sacrifice for your goals, and you got to be, because if you don't, someone else is going to. So, that's kind of that's how I feel.
You're asking all your teammates to pitch in any way to the crowd to Boston over LA. We asked all the Rams to do that this morning. Got a lot of good responses. Keith Tlaib looked right into the camera and said exactly why you should go to LA over Boston. Can you tell us why you should pick Boston over LA?
I mean, LA's Hollywood. Boston's a sports town. Plain and simple.
Thanks, Kevin.
Julian, I want to ask you about sort of a unique position that you play this year, in that you have a kind of clean injury report this year, which means that you're going to have 7 guys who are going to be healthy scratches. And as someone who didn't have a huge role in the 2011 Super Bowl, it was in 2012, what's kind of the mindset of a player heading into what could be the biggest game of their life, knowing that either they might not play or they might not have as big a role as they would want?
What's the question?
What's the mindset of a player going into a Super Bowl, knowing that you might you built up to this big game, but you might not get that many snaps in the game?
I think I was in that position. I only played a number of snaps, in 2012, and if you're still excited, you're doing having mental toughness is doing what's best for the team when it may not be necessarily best for you. And if you have 2 plays, that's 2 plays you're going to be going 100 million%, because if it helps your team win, that's what you're going to try to do. So, that's what I remember. That helps. Yeah. Honduras. ¿Cómo estás? Yeah. Poquito. Yeah, Flores. I love Coach Flo. He's. I can remember my first preseason game with New England. I actually sat on the bus with Coach Flo, and he was like, I think he was a defensive quality control guy at the time, and we were going Lincoln Financial Field, and I was pretty fired up, and he kind of like talked me down and kind of like, was just a good guy to sit by, and that's just kind of how Flo is. He's a very tough guy, works really hard. He has demand about himself, and I appreciate him as a coach. Vámonos, Patriots.
Julian, where does your toughness come from?
I don't know. I had an older brother who used to wail on me, so maybe that's where it came from. He was 7 years older, so my mom would make him tag me along. So maybe it was my older brother. I got beat up. A lot of.
Fond memories there?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it was one of those things where I'd get beat up, but then I would still talk. He beat me up again. So maybe that was it.
Why not go across the middle?
What's up?
So why not go across the middle?
I guess. I mean, he was 7 years older than me. I mean, doing body slam. That was when wrestling was at his height. But I guess that maybe.
There's never
it's kind of like NASCAR. When you see smoke, you pick a line. You go, put the pedal to the metal, and just hope you don't get hit.
All right, last question.
Well, I guess this is it.
Oh, what we got?
Are you ready? Do you think the team's ready? Are you guys focused? Or I mean, you got one more practice, but you feel like you guys are ready to go now?
When you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
I like it.
Hey, Julian, you're the longest tenured receiver.
That's it, man. That's it, man. We're over
The
today.
longest tenured receiver. Are you part of the dynamic? Like Belichick, like Brady?
I'm just,
What makes you special? Why are you running around? What's your stand?
I don't know. I'm just trying to look forward to playing the LA Rams, and ask me that after. What we got? What we got?
Do you like this cake right here? Do you think it's a manly cake? I think it's red velvet. What do you think?
I love it. It looks good.
It's awesome, don't it?
It looks spectacular.
Yeah,
I would love this cake.
I think you would too.
I like, yeah.
Yeah.
I like chocolate. I like the red velvet stuff.
Hey, I thought it was pretty awesome.
That was,
You think it's good?
that's good.
Yeah, no problem. So, see, this is how the cake looks, man.
That's a good cake.
Right there. That's how it looks. Sweet talk. All right.
Hey, high five, bro. I'll see you at practice.
Yes,